Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Project Cars 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here and welcome to my full career walkthrough here on this channel. Now we're just about to select another motorsport series to jump into, and in the last episode I did put it to a vote. Now loads of you voted in the comments on Twitter and on my Facebook page, and most of you chose the GT4 series. So that's the one we're doing in today's episode. So I'm really looking forward to this because I haven't tested out many of the GT4 cars on this game. Now also guys, someone requested to do the series slightly different. Now we were doing all the full career races in the first championship and doing the short one for the final one. Now we're going to switch that round. So we're going to do the short one first and then the full series for the final championship. Hopefully that is going to be hopefully that does work out better. Let me know in the comments below if that's how you want to see it from now on. So we're going to do the Euro Championship first, and then we're going to jump into the International Championship and do all the races. So in today's episode we've got the Red Bull Ring National and Zolder for the races. All two tricky circuits for the GT4 cars. But we've got to select our car first, and so there's going to be quite a few to choose from. So we've got the Aston Martin, a BMW M3, a Ford Mustang, another Mustang, Ginetta, a KTM Crossbow, and the Toyota and the Porsche Cayman. Now we don't want to do the Porsche Cayman, we don't, the KTM, I want to do something different. Looking at the stats, they're all pretty much the same. That was slightly slower top end. The KTM's the slowest, but it has the best acceleration. This is a difficult decision. I might go with the Crossbow. Yeah, we're going to go with the Crossbow. Has the best acceleration. And I don't think we're going to need the top end on those circuits. So we'll go with the original colours as well. So hopefully this is a good choice. It'd be my own fault if it isn't. But you've got to try new things. And I do like a lot of the KTM vehicles. Even the KTM motorbikes are good. So fingers crossed this is a good one. And no, we don't want to be doing a formation laps. Let's turn that off. Now it's on 100% AI and 100% aggressiveness. And this is a timed race rather than a set amount of laps. This should be interesting. Right, let's get straight into qualifying and see if we can get a good spot. So here we go, guys. Right, this is going to be a tough test. So we only managed to qualify in 7th, and I spent about 15-20 minutes in that qualifying session, and it started to rain towards the end, so I'm expecting this one to be a wet race. So hopefully we can do better in the race, so let's just get straight into it. Right, so here we go with the race. Now, like I said, it started to rain at the end of the session, so I'm expecting a wet race. Yes, it's going to be raining. Now, I wish I did a few more laps in the wet, but it only started raining right at the end. But I did all the adjustments when it was dry, and that's why I think the KTM didn't feel very good in the wet. But we're just going to have to try and stay consistent, and we're starting in 7th, so hopefully we can sort of at least get on the podium. But we want to start really well in this championship. There is only 2 races, so we need to get on the I think we need to get at least top 3. Right, so off we go. Let's try and get through that first corner. There's loads of water already on the circuit, so this is where it's going to be tricky. There's going to be loads of puddles. Let's just try and slow it down. Let's go by the side of the BMW. A little bit of contact there, but I managed to squeeze through, and we're managing to hold that position. It's always tricky through that first right-hander on this circuit, so you've got to try and be very, very good and try and hold your position. Let's try and just latch onto this BMW in front of us and just try and hold it. Not feeling loads of grip, the steel, but God, there's a massive puddle there. But that car lost a little bit of speed in the puddle as well, so we managed to get past him. Right, let's just try and hold it. Oh God, he slowed down there. Bloody hell, did he just hit that puddle? I don't know, he just suddenly slowed down. And we just made contact. Right, let's back off to see if we can go past him in this turn. No, I haven't got the grip, and I've just gone off a bit. Be careful, otherwise I'm going to get a warning, and I don't want to get a penalty here. And again, not very good. We need to get some heat in those tyres and settle down. Not the best first lap, but we're up to P4, so I can't complain. Right, let's just try and catch up with the cars in front. The 2 leading the race have really started to pull away, so we've got to try and get past this one and try and latch onto them. Let's see if we can just hold an inside line and brake a little bit later into that corner. That worked nicely. Yeah, he braked way too early, and we managed to take advantage of that. Right, let's just try and avoid as many of these puddles as we can. the steering feels very, very light. That's one thing this game has done really well on, the weather, but I do find they do overdo it sometimes in this series because you don't know what the weather's going to be like from race to race. They do throw the rain at you a lot of races in this series, but sometimes it adds to the difficulty. Sometimes it makes it easy because the AI are just awful in the wet. But it looks like these two are really going for it, so it looks like it's not going to be the case in this race. So I'm going to have to up my level and start pushing the car. Right, so we're in a podium position and we've got just over 5 minutes, so that's another possibly 6 laps, so we've got plenty of time. So let's just try and be a little bit smoother through the turn. That wasn't too bad, trying to carry the speed. Let's see if we can latch onto this car in second, and we're not doing too bad. And I think the second race is going to be the tougher test because I'm not very good around Zolder, and if it's a dry race we really are going to struggle. Loads of spray coming off of the roads. Oh god, almost lost the front end there, trying to avoid that puddle on that turn. They put the puddles in the worst positions ever to avoid. Right, let's slow it down. Let's try and get a little bit tighter this time. Try and stay off that left-hand curb. That's a bit better. Try and get a good run onto the straights. And that was a bit better, so that's progress. 5 minutes still to go, and we need to start pushing. The car leading the race he's got a good lead, so it's going to be really hard to catch him up. But if we can just stick with this car in front, we've got half a chance. Oh god, he wasn't very quick through there, but there's loads of spray coming off his car. Should we just try and line him up in this turn? I think we're going to go for it. And again, not very good on the braking there, and we're taking advantage. Right, so we're into P2. Good position to be in, and from now on, oh my god, just caught the curb there. Be careful, don't want to lose it. And oh god, right onto the curb, making a few mistakes, hit the puddle. Bloody hell, the front end was all over the place then. Really struggled there, had to back off completely, and we've lost a little bit more ground with the car in front because of that. Right, so let's just try and keep it nice and smooth. We've still got quite a few laps to go, so we've still got time to catch him up. And again, didn't slow it down enough into that turn. Got to be careful because accelerating out those turns in these conditions is proving to be quite a difficult thing. And we dropped a bit of time on that lap. That was only a 58-second lap. Not very great there. We've got to do better than that if we want to win this race. Right, let's just carry a bit more speed through there. And the track is just ridiculous now. The water is just getting worse and worse. It's laying on the circuit. It's not draining off in some places at all. And one thing I keep saying to myself, if you did a race around a circuit in these conditions, if it rained quite heavy for the whole race, what would it be like after, say, doing like 30 laps? I want to know how extreme it actually gets, because this is quite difficult at the moment. If it got any worse than this, I think I'd just slide off the circuit. Right, let's just try and hold it in that turn. Trying to, oh god, just left the brake in a little bit too late again. Just trying to keep it nice and steady through there. Not too bad. Right, we need to push a little bit harder. We've got 3 minutes to go, and we still haven't seemed to close that gap. It's just over 2 seconds. We need to get a little bit closer. Right, let's just try and hold it through there. A bit smoother onto the curb. That'll do. Oh god, I thought I was going to lose the front end there. Right, so we are gaining on him now. Brilliant. So we're getting right behind him now. Right. Oh god, he really has slowed down through there. Maybe it's because the conditions are getting worse and he's really struggling. Oh my god, again, just changing direction is a nightmare in the wet in this car. And I really do hope the second race is dry, because I want to get experience in this car. Excuse me. In both conditions, dry and wet. Right, let's just try and hold it a little bit tighter into this turn. We need to get a good run onto the straight and see if we can really push this car and get a little bit closer. Right, try and hold it a little bit tighter. Oh, that was a little bit better, and we are gaining on him a little bit. I think if we can keep this pace, hopefully in the next couple of laps we should be able to get him. I think it's going to work out maybe 2, maybe 3 laps to go, so we've still got a lot of time to line him up, and we've managed to hold the speed through there. Right, it's all about lining him up through these next couple of turns. Can we get past him? And let's just try and get past him. Hold it, and yes, that was a nice clean pass. Again, they really struggle in that turn, and I've taken advantage. Right, so we're leading the race now. and let's see if we can hold on to it. We've just got to try and stay out the puddles and not make any mistakes. Sometimes I'm better at following than I am leading races, especially when there's quite a lot of time to go. At this time there's probably only a couple of laps to go, so I should be okay. If we could just slow it down into this turn. Oh god, that wasn't too bad. Right, looks like we're going to possibly, I don't know, I think we've still got another couple of laps to go, because we're doing under a minute a lap. So we might be able, if this isn't a really quick lap, we might be able to just finish it at the end, or we'll just have to see. Let's just try and just back off slightly, and hopefully the clock will run down and this will be the final lap, but we will see. And just keep it nice and tight through there, trying to hold it, not pushing the car too much, just keep it nice and steady, and just stay out those puddles again. And as you can see, you can always tell when cars have gone through the puddles, because they get smaller as well, and the water just spread out across the circuit. I have noticed that as well, which is cool. Right, just last, I think we're going to have to go another lap, but we will see. We'll just slow it down, and that should be it. Or I don't know, actually, I think this may be the last lap. This may be it. Let's just cruise across. I think it's going to count down, and no, it's making us do another lap. I thought we had timed it perfectly there, but no, we've got to do another lap. Oh, never mind. So we just cruise around one more lap, and we've managed to pull away from the car behind as well. So that's I always find that sometimes in some races, especially in the wet, if you get past the car that's leading the race, they do just drop off. I don't think sometimes the AI, especially in the wet, have it in them to fight back. And yeah, so let's just change the view. This is what it looks like inside the cockpit. This car does have a nice cockpit, I must admit. And but I do hope the second race is going to be dry. I'm pretty sure it will be. It's in Belgium, and I haven't had many wet races around Zolder, so fingers crossed. Right, let's keep it nice and tight through there. That's not too bad, and we're going to take the victory. So that is a good start to this championship, and that we had to do 9 laps in the end, but we will take that, and there we go. That wasn't too bad. I think getting 7th position helped. I think if we were further back it might have been a lot harder, but we managed to do okay. And were we the fastest? Yeah, we got the fastest lap, so they weren't running that quick either in the wet. But yeah, let's move on to the next race. Fingers crossed it will be dry, but as long as we've got the points on the board, that's all that matters. So let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go with the second race of the episode, and we're in Belgium for Zolder. So let's get straight into this one and see if we can get a good spot in the qualifying session. So here we go. Really positive qualifying session. I really enjoyed that, and there was about 6 of us travelling around together, and I managed to get third. I made sure I got loads of slipstream, and it was in dry conditions, so I'm feeling positive about this race. Let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go with the race. It says heavy cloud, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it will stay dry, because this race will be very, very tough. But we managed to get third, so if we can get a good start here, hopefully we can finish on the podium, and that will see us through as the champion into the international championship, where we're going to do all the races, guys. So far it's been really competitive. Just wondering where that car is going to go. Is he going to beat us off the mark? And I think he's going to come around the outside. Right, we've got to try and get a nice tight line. Let's just try and hold it. God, just managed to squeeze him out there, and we held our position. Right, let's just try and keep up with these 2 cars. Try not to let them get away. Hold it into that turn, and oh god, we're going to just squeeze past him into second place. Awesome start, and we're into second. So this will be a few less laps because it's a longer circuit, but we've got to try and stay on the pace. And oh god, that car started to pull away, and we know that they were pretty quick in that qualifying session, so we've got to try and stay with them and try not to make any mistakes. Right, let's just try and go through there as quick as we can. Nicely does it. Now, the penalties on this circuit are quite tough, so you've got to be careful that you don't go over too much of the curve, especially through that chicane we went through and this one. So that's one thing I learned in the qualifying session. Oh, we managed to get through there okay, and we're right behind the leader, so that is a good run through there. And we've got to try and keep with him, but he's managed to pull away again. I think this is going to be a tough race because in that qualifying session I was behind, I think, the car that actually got the fastest time, and I just couldn't get past him. So I'm expecting it to be quite a battle. There's a lot of areas of the circuit I just don't have the pace, and one of the gears I don't like on this car is second gear. Out of the slow corners, this car seems to spin up a hell of a lot, and it doesn't accelerate very quick in second gear. Now, I did want to play with the gear ratio a bit, but I wasn't brave enough to alter it, but it definitely does need looking at maybe in the next series if we get there. Right, so let's just try and just push this car a little bit harder into this lap now. It's got some heat in the tyres. God, got a little bit wide there, but we've managed just to pull away from the car in third, but we're not gaining on the car in front, and we need to really get on it. I think we're going to have to go a lot quicker than we did in that qualifying session. Now, we hit a 1:43 something to get third, but the car that actually got the fast lap did a 1:42 something, so we've got to push ourselves a lot harder in this race, and this is where the tough test comes in to win it. And he really is starting to pull away. We're losing ground here. We've got to take a bit more speed through here. Oh God, oh, be careful. Oh, that wasn't the cleanest through there, but we haven't got told off, so that is okay. But I did go over a little bit too much over the curb in some of the laps in the qualifying session and did get told off, so we've got to be careful we don't get any penalties, because that will really cost us. I don't think I'm going to pull that far away from the cars behind, and we're still not gaining on him. He's definitely quicker through a lot of these sections, but we've just got to stay with him as long as we can. Right, to get into second, and this is where I find, look, just in second gear it doesn't accelerate as quick as the car in front, although it said that this car had the best acceleration 0 to 60. I think from 0 to 100 I don't think it's the fastest at all. It didn't feel like that. Right, we've got nice and tight through there. Nicely does it, and this does feel very, very good on the steering wheel, I must admit, guys. I definitely got to try out the GT4 cars because I am enjoying this. Oh, we just hit a 1:42. Fantastic. So we have speeded up through there, and that is perfect. Right, let's just try and hold it into that turn and try and push a little bit harder. We've still got 4 minutes to go, so we've got plenty of time. I think that's going to give us another couple of laps, maybe 3 laps, so we've still got time to try and push to get this win if we can. Right, so we've got to hold it into this turn. Let's get nice and tight onto the apex. Oh, we did travel and and we're up on our time as well, so that is fantastic. We've just got to keep on pushing. Right, we've got to nail the chicane. This can be very, very tricky. Let's just drop it down to third. God, trying to just take as little of the curb as we can, and that actually worked really nicely. We took a lot of speed through there that time. Right, we are closing in on him. Right, we're almost a second up on our time. This is fantastic. Hopefully we can start putting him under pressure. Nicely does it through there. Right onto the curb. Oh God, just watch it. The front wheel's spinning up slightly there, and we are... God, he's managed to pull away again, so he's definitely faster through that section, but we're up on our time, so this is a positive lap. Right, let's just try and nail this corner, nice and tight onto the apex there. We're getting right behind him. We need to keep him really close so we can gain a little bit of slipstream. Let's just stay in his slipstream into this turn, and we've pulled away from third, so we've managed to pull away, so we're definitely on the pace. Let's just try and hold it nice and tight through here again. Oh God, see, the wheels are spinning up, and that's where we seem to be losing speed. Right, and he's managed to pull away again, but that is a faster lap at least, and we just hit a 1:42.1. Fantastic, a personal best as well, so that is brilliant. So we're definitely improving, and I think we were consistently hitting around sort of the 1:43s in the qualifying session, but definitely not at this pace. I think it's slightly warmer, and that is actually helping, and we're getting a lot more grip in the race. And let's just try and hold it into this turn. Keep it nice and tight. Again, we can't afford to lose any time, and he's managing just to pull away the same sort of distance each lap. So I gain on him and then he pulls away, I gain on him and then he pulls away. We've got to just push it a little bit more. Oh God, be careful through there. He's really trying to hold the speed, and that wasn't too bad. We're managing to close in, and there's only, like I just said, 2 minutes to go. We can't afford to throw it away here. Right, so let's just try and get through here a little bit quicker. But we can't get past him in this turn. Oh God, that second gear again's let me down. Just doesn't accelerate as quick as the car in front. Right, so let's just try and stick with him. We've got to pressurise him, and it looks like we're only going to have one more lap to go after this one. So it's going to probably go down to the last lap unless I can get past him here. No, just can't accelerate fast enough. I'm trying to gain as much slipstream as I can, but I can't seem to just pull past him. Right, we can't afford to lose too much ground on this corner. This is the two corners that we seem to lose time, and again can't accelerate out of there enough, and he's starting to pull away again. Right, so it's going to go down to a last lap battle. Can we push this car as much as we can and get past? I'm going to go for it. Right, try and hold it into there. Grabbed a bit curb there. Really took the speed through that turn. I'm going to push this crossbow as much as I can on this last lap. And if I finish second, so be it. But I want to do it trying hard as I can. Like Lewis Hamilton said, if you saw the GT Sport demo video, if you're not spinning a car up, you're not trying hard enough. So that is the attitude you got to have. You've got to spin it up and push it as hard as you can if you want to win. Like they say, who dares wins. Right, and we're fast up that last sector. Right, hold it through there. Oh God, I will take that. Oh God, I've just been told off. I think I grabbed a little bit too much curb there, but I'm going to go for it. Right beside him here, but can we slow it down into this turn? Can we beat him on the brake in? Keep it, slow it down. Oh God, what a turn that was. Kept it nice and tight through there and managed to make the pass. Oh my God, we took the risk. I didn't think I was going to stop in time, and we've taken the lead. Right, we've just got to bring it home to the end and take the win. I knew it was going to take something like that to get past him, and we've managed to do it, and we're going to take the victory. But this race, oh my God, it's been very, very tough. I've really had to push myself, and I knew it would be a tough test, and we've managed to come out on top. Right, last two corners, we should be okay. I don't think he's going to attempt to get past, even though we're not that quick around that last turn. No, we're going to do it, only just, but I will take that, and we take victory. Oh my God, that was a close race. Really, really good fun at that crossbow. I guarantee you guys, this series is definitely going to be one of the best ones of the lot so far. I'm really enjoying this series. The cars feel so much better, and I'll tell you what, it made a hell of a difference being dry as well. So let's get into the results and see what's coming next, guys, race-wise for the next series. So here we go. Right, so we got the first championship out the way, 2 out of 2, which is brilliant, but let's just check out what races are in the International Championship. So we're going to do the full championship. So we've got Long Beach, Nürburgring Sprint, we've got the Algarve, Fuji, and we've got Barcelona, Catalonia. Oh my God, it's going to be a tough series, but I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much for the support. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I will see you very, very soon.